Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of this Let's Play of Bloodstone. Today I think we are going to continue where we left off last time, so let's just use the restart, which is basically the load function, and then go back to where we were. So the last time we narrowly escaped our ancestral dwarven home, and we managed to make it all the way to a village before finishing our game. So today I think we are going to explore the village and its surroundings and see if we can find some quests and maybe upgrade some of our equipment. Let's just have a look here on the overland just to get our bearings. So we came from down here, and I think I'm just going to show you something here. The use button is basically what you use, for instance, to consume potions, things like that, mushrooms, antidotes and so forth, and also to use the map. So if we use the map like this, we can see a map of our surroundings. This is pretty cool. We came from down here, almost exactly here, and then I think we made our way up along this river, and now we find ourselves in this village, like I said. So if you remember from the last time, we met this creepy hippie hermit guy, and he gave us sort of our quest, which is to collect a lot of artifacts and unite the dwarven people. And we do that by collecting the artifacts and then choosing a chieftain of one of these villages and giving them the artifact. So I think, as far as I remember, a large part of the game was traveling around, going to these villages, and talking to the local chieftain, getting some quests from them, and also learning the locations of these hidden dungeons that have these magical artifacts in them as well. So I think we're going to go around a little bit and see if we can find the chieftain and maybe talk to him a little bit. Okay, so this is an empty shop, and that's not strange because it's actually 2 in the morning, and this game does have a day-night cycle. We can't really steal anything or do anything like that, so I think we're just going to leave and see if we can either camp or maybe just pass the time in a tavern or something like that. There might be something fun going on there. I think the tavern is here in the center of town somewhere. Riverside Inn, let's have a look. But that's where we rest. We're not going to rest just yet. Let's see if we can just find the tavern for drinking, not for sleeping. Was it this one, I wonder? Pints o' Plenty, that sounds just about right. Let's have a look. Okay, here we are. Here we are. So let's use the talk command and talk to a few of these NPCs. Let's try her first. The servant girl says, "Well met, adventurer." Well, let's talk to her. Let's ask her about the news. Tongues loosen when plied with a pint of good brew. Okay. Another beautiful sunny day in Tark. You can always ask them about the weather, and they always I think they answer according to the weather state down here. It's a pretty nonsense function. We could ask them about people as well. I don't really know. Let's just input our name and see what she says. Can't help you with Donut. Okay, yeah, she doesn't really have anything interesting to say. Bye-bye. Let's try and talk to this guy. My name is Barney. Okay, hello Barney. It's good to see you again. Let's ask him for advice. I've traveled great distances in search of knowledge. Oh, travel. Tell us about your travels. If it's a journey you seek, try going to my home village, Galak. It is west of here, beyond Foroshe and the mountains on the shores of a lake. Okay, cool. Knowledge. My travels are beyond the constraints of these shores. I seek and use teleportals to aid in my journeys. All matters concerning them interest me. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's ask him about interest first. Knowledge of the teleportals and their combinations must be hard won. And I doubt that you can tell me something I don't already know. Seek Smorka in Kafari. She knows who sells the tiles necessary to journey through the teleportals. That sounds like a good proposition. Let's see, what didn't we... I don't think we did Galak. It's the town of men, okay. Men and dwarfs. It's the Tamar town due east of this place. Due east of this place. Okay. It has to be on the shores somehow, I wonder. Through all my journeys, I have only encountered 5 different teleportal tiles. Aster, Berat, Otala, Duna, and Henta. Okay, oh. He's one of those guys. This tile has the shape of an arrow carved into it. Okay, I'm not doing this right now. Bye-bye, Barney. See you later. Let's make a mental note to see that he is actually in this bar. And also, this is a pretty neat feature. We have the notes function, and the notes function of this game is pretty good. You can actually set the level of it to what kinds of notes it will take. And I'm actually not going to do that right now because I don't remember what each level signifies. So we might end up not taking some of the notes that we need. But for instance, we can go back here and we can see all of the conversation we had with Barney and with the maid earlier. Pretty much everyone we encounter. So this note functionality, the journal functionality, is really, really good, and we can insert our own notes, we can search through it, and so forth. So keep that in mind. That's a pretty neat little feature. Okay, we haven't talked to this guy. Let's look first. He's a dwarf. Okay, let's talk to him. Hello, Rapan. I see you carry the famous axe Araten. You must be the survivors of the Hopras clan that lived beneath the mountains between us and the Morin clan. Okay. Surely you know that the axe you possess is the mighty Araten, created by the great dwarven smith Arogus and the long-dead wizard Morgten Kara. The axe was presented to the first chieftain of the clan Hopras when it was formed. Okay. Hopras, your clan's neutrality in the warring between the Tamara and the Morin clans was a source of great aggravation to both clans. But now that your clan has been massacred by the Taldor, I guess the point is moot. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. Our great clan is civilized and well advanced, unlike the Morin. We cultivate learning and progress. Someday all of Tark will be under the rule of the Tamar clan. Massacre. The destruction of your clan by the Taldor will serve as a great warning to both clans that only through unity can the monsters of the West be turned back. Tark is the name of this great land. Must be bad living in a cave all your life. So Tark is the continent that we move around on, and Taldor are these goblin-like creatures that we fought just in the beginning of the game. The evil and twisted creations of the jealous god Paleli. These creatures seek to end the life of every dwarf on Tark. Oh no, that's sad. Can we invite him? I can't do that. Okay. Well then, off we go. Let's talk to this guy. Hello. Welcome to my establishment. I am Juan, the bartender. Can I get you an ale? I'm willing to wager that he is interested in talking about ale. Yes, he is. At Pints Aplenty, we brew our own house lager, or I can offer you a variety of local Calasedian ales. Oh, an ale sounds really, really good. Do you have some advice? Watch out for innocent-looking dog-like creatures in surrounding countryside. Okay. What creatures? They are called Penari, the cruel attack pets of the Taldor. One howl from their evil jaws will freeze you in your tracks. Okay, so they probably have some kind of fear effect. That's great to know, because we have some spells to deal with that. And this is probably also where our bravery stat comes into play. And we have it up the wazoo for Danat at least. though Entor is a bit sketchy, I think, with only 5 in bravery. Typical Entor. Always being deathly afraid. Let's see if we use the map. What can we see here in the village? Yeah, okay, we are here right now. Maybe we'll just go to the inn and try and pass some of the time. Let's see if we can get to know some of the buildings on the way. The gem quarter, sales right, cutting and polishing left. This is also where we can leave one of our characters to slave away. That's pretty cool. I don't think we're going to use any money for gems right now. No, sorry, not now. Oh, a random guy. Well met, adventurer. This looks like a very generic person, but they also have advice sometimes. The wilds are not a safe place to sleep unless you are in a sacred grove. Beasts might tear you limb from limb as you rest. Okay, thank you for that. The weather is indeed fine. Indeed it is. People... Maybe we can ask him about the chieftain? Nope, he cannot. Okay, bye-bye. Axe and sword. That sounds like a good idea. Let's see if the guy is in here. No, he's sleeping. Yeah, so nothing here right now, at least. I think we just... This is the inn. I think we'll just rest a bit at the inn. Let's see what it costs at least. My rate is 7 coins per day. That's a steal of a deal. So we will take it and we will rest for 1 day to begin with. That's nice. And yeah, so when we enter an area like this, I seem to remember we just press camp and then we go to the beds and then we can give them all these different tasks for when we go to rest. And for instance, we could refill our spells, or we could fix equipment and so forth. Let's see how our equipment situation is. Remember that WT means wear and tear, so for some of the item there might be some wear and tear actually, and I think, yeah, this iron helmet for instance is really bad shape. So is the battle axe. I don't remember if it goes all the way up to 99. It might do actually. It might do. But let's see if we tell them all to fix their weapons and armor. And then we spend a few hours doing that before we sleep. That could be an interesting. Let's see if let's take Haaland for instance, and try to remember that he has an 18 wear and tear on his iron helmet. So let's just begin. And we can see the clock ticking away. Let's just do that for a couple of hours. Oh, it was raining outside. It's good to stay in bed. What? Time to check out. It only counts time until 12 in the... Doesn't count a full day. Doesn't count 24 hours. That sucks. That sucks. But let's see how we did with the repair. Let's see. Wow, we fixed it. That's fantastic. So at least our equipment is in good shape. I feel good about that. That was a good use of time. That was a good use of time. So let's see now. Axe and sword. Maybe we should get some weapons for these people. What are they using? And we have the Aroten, and the Aroten is a really awesome weapon. So that's not really an issue. We're not going to upgrade that. But Halan only has a short sword, and I'm fairly certain we could find something better than that. Light crossbow is also probably something we could replace. Maybe we could get 2 medium crossbows. If you see here, I have created this is where I had all of the character details the last time to see who was the best character. And I also have a cheat sheet for the weapons of the game, with the strength requirements and the damage output, and also the types of armor and the protection it offers, and the consumables. effects, because I can never remember all of these different different fantasy names and what they do. But using consumables is a pretty big thing in this game, especially for combat. So it's good to have a cheat sheet. I might even actually share this and leave a link down in the description below the video. So, but let's see here. The medium crossbow. They have the light crossbow now. It does 3 damage. 20 damage, and has a strength requirement of 3. And I remember setting all of their strengths to 5 at least, so we could upgrade to the medium crossbow. So let's see if they have the medium crossbow. And also for this, yeah, let's just also try to remember that ring is worse than chain, is worse than dwarven chain, is worse than plate, and so forth. I think we can manage that as well. And there is no strength requirement for the armor. And one of the things that is kind of a nuisance is that the party doesn't share gold in this game. For instance, they have it's distributed among the different characters, but it's for instance, for trading, you can just pool it, use the pool command, press coin, and now Donut has will have all of the coin. As we can see here, we have 1500 coin, which is quite good actually. So let's talk to this guy. Hello, let's try and talk to him first. If you ask me, a good sword by your side is equally useful for slicing up Trimix or Morin. Okay, that begs the question, what are Trimix and Morin? Trimix are large bipedal tree beasts. They seem peaceful, but they'll crush you with their mighty branches. Okay. Morin, that foul tribe of miscreants would just as soon have your heads on poles as help you in your quest, Donut. Okay, wow, that makes me just want to find them even more, actually. I'm intrigued. So let's try and buy something. Okay. What is the biggest weapon we could put on Haaland? Hold on, I'll check. Yeah, so it turns out he has a strength of 6. That means he can actually manage a broadsword. That's pretty awesome. And so can Kenneth, actually. So, and even though I love the idea of her having a scimitar, I think we can't worry about that now. We need to try and get her a broadsword as well. So let's see if Donut can buy a couple of broadswords for these guys. Broadsword. Let's do one for Haaland first. I would like to pay that, yes. And he does not have ranged weapons. I think there's another merchant who has that. So let's leave it at broadsword for Haaland right now. And we will transfer the broadsword. And then we will camp. And Haaland will... What? Oh, yeah, we don't camp. We can just draw the sword, of course. And then Haaland needs to transfer to Donut the short sword, because we're not using that anymore. Does anyone else have? No. So that's why it's also a good idea to always use the buying and selling character to loot after combat, because you can end up having you don't end up having all the loot distributed in the party. Usually the main character is the one to always carry the loot. So just to sell, we have a short sword to sell, 40 coins. That's a good idea. We have more short swords. Seems to be a little bug that if you have multiple weapons, they still only show up once in the... That should be the last one. Yep, it was. Okay, I'm happy about that. It's kind of meditative, just rambling about towns, around the towns like this, and trying to get your party well equipped. Doesn't all have to be fighting all the time. We can be We can be a pacifist party. Didn't your mother always tell you to wear a hat before going out? Okay, hat? What? My hats are the finest of helms. Bronze, iron, and even steel. Okay, this... I see where this is going. Let's try and buy from him instead. Yeah, he has all the different... Let's see what kind of armor we're wearing. Ringmail and leather armor. That's not good. That's not good. Leather armor. We need to upgrade the leather armor for Haaland because he will bite the dust if he doesn't have something better than leather. Oh, yeah. So we have to camp, and then we have to take Haaland's leather armor off. Then we have to go into the inventory, transfer to Donut the leather armor. All of this is very, very fiddly. That's not the most charming part of the game, but oh well. That's how it is. We don't play these games for the incredible interface. Let's see now. What can we afford for Haaland? 1,000 gold pieces. No, not that much. Not that much. Dwarven chain, maybe? Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Okay. So we transfer to Haaland the Dwarven chain. And then we need to camp, put on the Dwarven chain. Awesome. We are ready to kick some butt. Here's another, this is a woman actually, let's talk to her. Well met, adventurer. I'm fairly certain one of these generic commoners will sooner or later spill the name of the chieftain in the town. And that's what we are going for, because you can't visit the chieftains without knowing the names of their names. Yeah, literally have to have their names to get through the door. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say it's a copy protection thing, but it's well, something like that at least. What's this? If you wish to appease our chief Torongo, oh, there we got the name, Torongo, be sure to write it down. Finding the treasures of the gods will go a long way towards that end. Okay, I'll bite. Myths say that when Rockrod created the dwarves, there was great rejoicing in the heavens. Rockrod loved his children very much, so much that when the first one died, he cried tears of liquid alabaster, which rained down from the heavens. Most ran into the oceans surrounding Tark, forming beautiful beds of pearls, but some were caught by the craftsmen, Amaranth, who formed elaborately wrought death masks. He offered his work to Rorkad, who was greatly pleased. Okay. The death mask has unfortunately been lost to dwarven civilization, so our scholars believe. It is unfortunate that we war with the Morin, for I believe one of their lore masters has information about the mask. Try researching death when you get to their lore master. Awesome. We will try and remember that. And if you notice just outside this building here, there is actually something called a lore master, and this is a repository of knowledge where we can use search phrases like death, for instance, and they will tell us specific pieces of knowledge. I think we can use them to find teleports and things like that. Swordplay Academy. No, I don't think we have time for that now. Let's instead try to find this Chief Torongo of which you speak. This is the gem cuttery. No, we're not going there. This is the... Let's see if there's other people there right now. That would be fun. There are actually. Yeah, let's not bother with them right now. There should be a Fletcher or a axe and sword. I think there is a place that sells bows and arrows here somewhere. This is the lore master again. Maybe it was outside the walls. Not there. Maybe up here. Supply shop. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. In case you hadn't noticed, mountains abound on our continent of Tark. Be sure to equip your party with sturdy ropes, Donut. If each person in your party has a good length of rope, those mountains should present no problem. That sounds like sound advice. Let's see here how much gold we have. 494. So there's a lot of items in this game that you can buy and use them to pass different types of terrain. I think that's a pretty neat feature because it really sort of it makes sure the world keeps growing. I think there are things like you use seal skin to cross rivers, you use ropes to cross mountains, snowshoes to cross snowy area, and I like the way that works. I think it's an interesting way of sort of piecing out the world piece by piece, and it feels like a real accomplishment once you manage to traverse some kind of terrain that you didn't earlier. But let's see what this rope of which he speaks costs. 93. I think we will just buy 4. Yep. That means that a good chunk of our gold is gone, but at the same time we should be pretty well equipped now. So let's distribute the rope among all of our characters, and now all of our characters will have a rope. As you can see. Rope, rope, and rope. So what we need to watch out for now is that if we add more characters, we also need to add more ropes if we are going to be able to keep moving over mountains. Let's see now if we can find this Tarango guy and get him talking. And I'm cheating a little bit because I remember that he lives across the river. My name is Fasil. Hello. Can't do that. Let's talk to him. Seek ye the treasure of the gods. The holy scarab of Dablak lies not distant from here. Okay. I sense a dungeon coming on. Dablak is the god of the earth. All which live on or under it should revere him. Should revere him lest they invoke his wrath. Okay. Distant. Not far at all. The tower of Pradaqa to the north and west of here is where it is rumored to be. That is good to know. North and west of here. Let's try to venture out that way once we have talked to the chieftain. That's actually quite good advice. Thank you, Fasil. You are proving to be a most useful mammal. Well met, adventurer. No one passes without the chief's name on his lips. No, let's not do that now. So, kids, do you remember the name of the chieftain? Of course you do. It's Tarango. Tarango. That's me. Would you like to come in? Yes. Awesome.
Greetings, adventurers. Since you're in need of aid, I have a proposition for you.
Wow. I don't know if I have my system mic turned all the way down, but I don't remember there being voices for these guys actually. That's actually pretty neat. And it's hard to, you sometimes forget that this game actually came out in 93. So this game was old even by the standards at the time. And so this came out like a year before Doom, I think. So it's built on an outdated engine. And playing it today, I sometimes forget that that this game used to be pretty old-fashioned, but it still has its charm. The evil and hated Morin, weak dwarfs living to the south of here, covet these treasures, but as chieftain of the greatest tribe in the land, they are rightfully mine. Okay. Delusions of grandeur. Unfortunately, I can spare no troops to secure these treasures, as I must protect my people against the depredations of the Taldor. With the treasures in my possessions, I would be hailed as the most powerful dwarf of our time. Return these treasures to me, and I shall reward you appropriately. There was a magic scarab, a brooch, a mitre, a scepter, a golden bowl, an orb, a crown, a whistle, and the magical death mask of Rockrod. Okay. Now, we have talked to the chieftain, we have learned the location of the golden scarab, and we have even managed to improve our equipment a little bit. Now, let's go exploring. Let's see here. From what I remember, I think we should have to go someplace in this direction, looking for the tower. The Tower of Pradaqa. We found a patch of magical herbs. That's cool. That's really cool. Does it show up on the map? No, it doesn't. We just have to remember it. That's actually a pretty neat little thing. I remember this being so that if you pick all of the herbs that are on the ground, then you don't get any more. They don't grow back. But if you leave some, they will grow back for you, and you can come back and harvest them other times as well. That's a pretty neat little feature, neat little detail that they took the time to put into the game. We're just stocking up on herbs like it's cool. And these are nifts, and the nifts have the property that they make you invulnerable to the next 3 hits, I think. So they're quite useful. Let's first pool all of the nifts and then distribute them. We have 41. That's awesome. 10 nifts per person. That's really cool. So let's leave and continue exploring. Would be nice to have some combat about now. No, nothing here. Trawling the wastelands like it's cool. A lot of things in this game are sort of... Oh, combat! Yes! Okay, cool. Awesome. These are dimelfs. They are a nuisance because they have crossbows, so we have to be really careful in dealing with them. These are Taldor. They have swords and they are fairly easy to kill. And so is the Tlatl, I think, but I think they do a lot more damage, so we need to keep them at arm's length. And this is the High Taldor. They do a lot of damage. And we need to try and kill them from a distance as well. But I think probably the best strategy here is to try and get Donat and Hallan into melee range with these dimelfs, and then just finish them off while we try and pick off these guys, this group, with our archers. We can't move any further, any more forward. We can move Entor back a bit. And let's also move Hallan up here. Maybe Kenneth here. And let the combat begin. Yeah, at least we got in combat. We got in range. Oh, come on. Taldor is wounded. Wow, it took a full round to take him down. That was not good. Oh. Maybe this guy? Come on. One more. Yes, yes. Excellent. Oh, I think one of them fled, actually. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool little feature, actually, that they flee from combat. I really like that. I really like that. Let's use the archer first. Kenneth gets his shots off as well. We only do 10 damage per hit. That's not really a lot. Come on. Yes, we did it. Haha, victory. Of course we would. Donut is going to search. 5 coins, 5 coins, 5 coins, 6 coins. Well, they were pretty cheap, but at least we didn't die. And now we see that our map has moved, and there are a couple of locations here. And actually, I think this should be the tower. So let's go and check out this first. There we are. That's the tower. That must be the Tower of Pradaqa. Awesome! We are here, it appears. So I think this is pretty much a perfect place to leave off for today. It's been really fun. I'm having a lot of fun playing this, and I've had some feedback from some of you guys. I think you enjoy watching it. Please like the video if you do, and leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Okay, bye bye!